here, but I get a
was,
tool.
I was the last one.
Last one. What's up? How's everybody's week?
Oh, good.
You seem nice and chill, Bear.
I'm good. I'm
You,
relaxed.
you had a sweet.
When is Bear not nice and chill?
That's true.
That is like Bear, nice and chill. Like that is his.
He gets
thing.
very excited about Elite Dangerous.
I do actually.
It is a
yeah.
really
Oh
good
my God.
game.
You all don't even know.
you
I
VRing it?
do.
I gush
is-
to these guys.
yeah, he does
I don't
VR.
only have the VR. I got this, dude.
Did
I
you
got
finally
this
set up the
thing
voice
right here.
activation?
I got the voice activation, full on like controls in the head. I am in space when I play that fucking game, man. It's
Bear,
awesome.
you're an
There's
honorary
no
space Viking.
I hope so. When we go to discover these 7 new planets, who do you think they're going to call on first? They're going to call on the folks with the VR space training. That's my job right there in 30 years.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah, no, we don't need NASA. We don't need, the Russian equivalent of NASA. We don't need any of. No, we're going to go to Bear Taffy.
They're going to start a line outside NASA. All right, who's got the most hours in ED? We're going to have the 15.
What about the people who play Eve online?
I can be your astrogator. I know all the stars. And
Yeah.
That's
stuff.
good. That's a
See,
lot more than I
Eve Online players aren't good pilots, but they're good,
Politicians, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll handle the correspondence with these new planets. I'll be the one
So
shooting.
Bear
down
Taffy will be
dogfighters.
with the joystick out front.
This
So
is
the
a
asteroid
very,
field.
very frightening future we have
Listen,
set before
You had
us.
you didn't Bear, you had like a sweet Elite Dangerous like thing happen today, or was it
It was
yesterday?
pretty fucking nuts, man. I think it was actually some sort of scripted mission event, but it's never happened to me before in like 30 hours of playing the game. I just jumped into a system. I was just sitting still. I killed the engines because I needed to go grab a drink of water. And as I was sitting still there, I hear this low rumbling start. And it's like, and you're like, oh, okay, that's a little weird. And I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there's like these alien.
The little weird star dudes from like they're from the original one. Yeah.
I thought that was what it was, but it wasn't.
Oh,
though. I was expecting that to jump in. All of a sudden, 2 of these like fucking capital ships from Star Wars showed up right on my.
You had a capital
And
ship fight.
They were like 40 fucking times the size of my ship. And in VR, my jaw was open. That was fucking awesome. I have never had an experience like that. It was so cool. And there was this massive dogfight with epic music playing all of a sudden within 15 seconds of me jumping there and being silent. It was
Bear,
insane.
did you ever play Eve?
No, but I've heard all the Eve
Missed
stories.
out. I feel like
didn't-
you
you
would have
didn't miss out.
you would have loved Eve.
I
First,
read the
oh
stories,
my
and so
God.
like I vicariously experienced all of Eve I need to know
Yeah.
by virtue of hearing
Eve is
the-
like the greatest game you'll never play.
Dude,
Exactly.
if you hear some of those Russian stories about Eve, there was one where there was a huge clan war between 2 factions, and they fucking found out where the other faction leader lived. They went to his house.
Oh no.
They bolt cutted the power to his house.
Like
So
IRL?
he went down IRL.
Wow.
So he couldn't command his army anymore, so they could win.
That's horrible.
That's the level
That isn't. Yeah.
That is
It
is
amazing.
fucked
That is
up.
amazing.
It's so fucked
Oh
up.
my God, that is
Holy
amazing.
I like the stories that
Oh my
stay
God.
in Eve, that happen in
Oh
Eve, and
my
don't
God.
go into the real life. Like there was this big
Yeah.
war that was happening, and one of the sides pissed off the company that was basically funding their war, so they pulled all of their funding and started funding the other side, and it swung the war in their favor because now they could replace their ships that they were losing, but the other ones couldn't. I thought
That
that
is
like stuff like that is like, oh, that's so cool, but then you're like, yeah, but there's like 2 months of doing nothing in that game before shit like that happens.
Yeah, and then they work out like the monetary value of the shit people lose in wars, and it's like $30,000 and stuff. And you're
Yeah.
just like,
It's not only that, but it's like the amount of time you spend to harvest all those items. I remember I had like 12 accounts. I feel like
Oh, God.
That's
you
insane.
have to mine all the things and everything. It's just
That's too much, Maggie. It's too much.
Okay, I was like 14. Don't give me shit right now, okay? I had nothing else to do.
If it makes you feel any better, my dad's in his 50s and just gave it up like 2 months ago. So,
You have Eve?
he was,
I
Damn.
could see
Eve
that,
Online.
yeah.
Yeah, they just gave it up like 2 months ago. He freaking loved that game. So, but it just work and whatever got in the way, and so one day he'll go in and try to like catch back up. But yeah,
Eve is like the closest game.
Catching back up that's not a thing.
Yeah, no, there's no. Eve is like the closest thing to D&D in that there's very little you can't do in that game.
yeah.
That's
So
why I like it.
I'm generally not a fan of MMOs, but Eve and Guild Wars 2 are the two that everybody keeps saying, like, no, shut up and play these games. Like, just shut
You
up
don't
and
have
play.
time. No one in their right mind has time to play Eve unless
Eve
that is your
is-
job or you're in like college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm bad at maths, and Eve Online is literally a fucking spreadsheet simulator that looks nice and feels like there's like it is just you have to enjoy maths to enjoy Eve. I swear to God.
Okay, well, that just ruined that
Like
game.
Excel sheets.
Boom. No,
Might be
If you're
why.
not busting out the graphing calculator to play a game, it's not fun.
You don't have to buzz out a cat. That's what Excel is for. It does all the math for you. You just like change a couple numbers and
course.
automatically does everything.
Build your functions in it.
Well,
No, thank you.
Okay, so I think there was something more exciting than Excel spreadsheets to play a video game happening. I think, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly, Grauman was smashing on a door for a while, busted it in, run into the place, took a couple crossbow bolts. Thonk was sitting off to the side being like, excellent. And Otto was more or less just standing there kind of like slack-jawed, like, go Grauman. As Rye was just like, oh shit, let's not die. Is this pretty much a good sum up of how last session ended?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, it was like it basically boiled down to like getting sick of being errand boys and having like being the errand boy of an errand boy to fix Grauman because we couldn't like Thonk was getting fed up. We had to keep our party separate. It was like overly complicated, so we was like, let's just fucking fix this now. And apparently this guy was just gonna shoot me. I did no crimes in the city whatsoever, and this guy was ready to just double crossbow bolt shoot me in the chest.
Well,
So
I mean,
you came into their town with
to be fair,
I'm sorry.
Branding
Are there
of
religious
God.
restrictions in this town? I'm sorry.
no, you people want to murder me. When my whole people that I follow murder other people.
Did I murder anybody
no.
in this town? No.
Hold on, Mathis. I'm going to refute one of your points. You were handed a list that you handed off to somebody else. So therefore, you weren't really an errand boy. You handed off that responsibility, and they just wanted you to go and scout in return. That's not so bad,
Yeah,
right?
we sent them out to scout and they got their shit kicked in within a minute.
No, let's clarify. Let's clarify. You could have come with us, but you didn't, and we nearly died.
Yeah, because I thought you guys were just gonna
And we
sneak in.
failed the mission.
Here's the thing. I didn't want a metagame, but this is what I would have done. I would have been like, leave right behind. We all go 3 as a group and come back. Duh. But I was like, I don't want a metagame. I just want to see what happens here.
I thought it just would have been faster to send them out to find the position and come back instead of like going through fighting and all this other stuff. So.
Yeah, but Mathis, how many times have we sent those two on a stealth
Yeah,
mission?
I get it's my metagame like saying they are the stealthiest of the 4 of us.
No, they totally are. They are. They're just not the most
Dale
ninja.
has played with you so much that he knows that your mind is going to go that way, and he also knows how to fucking destroy us. And then you send little biddies out to do the mission, and then a Yeti shows up and nearly one-shots me.
Can I just say,
Oh my gosh,
can I
the
just say-
female Yeti bear. I was like, yes.
Yeah,
I
I'd
was
have
like,
saved us with a sexy female Yeti.
That was good thinking, Bear. Good thinking. But
Yeah.
can I just say, I was honestly, for a second there, I was honestly scared I was going to kill one of you guys. Like, I don't mind killing a PC. Like
I was already drafting up a new
drop-
character in my mind.
But no,
I was
no,
like,
it
I'm
was
dead.
that was frightening for a second there. That was legitimately frightening. So I mean, you guys use a combination of ways to get away and whatnot and everything. So, but yeah. Anyways, you guys, Thonks, what's a lack of patience or understanding of other people's perspectives said, you know, F this noise. We're just gonna
Lack of
get
patience.
this done.
I just
Quick and hard.
patiently avoided
hard.
killing Bear and Grauman in a castle with a fae.
Pretty hard.
Oh my god! I argue your point, sir.
I'm just teasing, of course. All right. So, anyways, where it all left off was that you kind of like kicked in the door. So Rye went to go talk to the guy, and she had been kind of smug with him beforehand. So he returned that smugness. She failed horribly, and he was, because of like the way interactions had happened, he was not so apologetic about the fact that she, failed because she failed horribly in trying to accomplish the task. And so like their interaction was a bit more curt than their prior two interactions, especially kind of like their first interaction was amazing. He loved her, thought she was great. Second interaction was okay. This one was not so great. So she ended up running and hiding when she realized Grauman was busting in the door trying to kill him, set there by Thonk, trying to stir the pot.
I opened the door and Grauman saw her and lost it.
Yeah.
So she slammed the door and hid.
Yeah.
And then
Grauman was all like, yay, and then he was like, I'm gonna murder you.
And then the mayor shot Grauman, and Grauman lost the plot.
Yeah.
Now we're up shit creek. Grauman jumped out the back window. There's a wall of archers about to just kill him on the spot.
Yep.
Okay. He's out there with the archers and the guard, right?
Yeah, there was, I believe there was 15 guards standing outside with him, or a dozen to 15 guards.
Otto and Grauman is upstairs in the house.
Not exactly. No.
Okay.
So I'm going to paint the picture here. There is the big house. Yay. If you go in the front door down the hallway, you have at the end of the hallway, standing up the landing. So it's one flight of stairs, second flight of stairs. Standing on the landing itself is Thonk. He never went all the way up the stairs because he didn't need to. Behind a false wall, or like a wall, whatever, next to Thonk is Rye, with two like small holes, kind of looking out with crossbow bows on either side of her, looking out. And Thonk just noticed her standing next to him inside this wall. At the top of the flight of the stairs, kind of like at the doorway, archway-ish, whatever area, there's Otto, who had been watching the entire thing but wasn't participating beyond like a little bit of egging on of Grauman. Grauman had just jumped out the back window, ran along the rooftop, and slid down the area to slide down more or less this mayor's preset quick escape. As you can see, he obviously has contingencies set up, hence preset crossbows, easy way out, blah, blah. Chasing after the mayor is now standing opposite Grauman, saying, Grauman, more or less, don't be an idiot.
Yeah, and Grauman's like just coming down from his rage. Like he gets down there and he's just like, what the hell am I doing?
And there's a ton of crossbows aimed at Grauman. So Grauman doesn't typically like threats, but Grauman is luckily coming out of his rage and is back into his senses. So I guess we can kind of see how that plays out. Now, we've had a ton of attention this entire time on Grauman, the mayor, and even Rye to that point. So I'm actually going to bring the attention for a moment over to Thonk and Otto and see if there's anything that they wanted to do, need to do, is that if they're just kind of just still like, which is a perfectly fine reaction as well. So I think we're going to Otto first, who witnessed things first. Bear, you just witnessed all that. The only thing that Otto was not aware of, unless of course you say, I run across the room and look out the window. The only thing that Otto was not aware of, there's two things actually. One, Rye is in the wall. So right now you have no clue where she is, probably invisible in your mind. And two, you don't know that Grauman is standing on the ground with 15 crossbows aimed at him.
I am 100% confused and don't know where my allegiances lie. So I am kind of going to defer control of the situation because I don't think Otto would really want to take charge here.
Mm-hmm. So Otto is the kind of character that typically can talk his way through situations, smooth things over, kind of grasp things and put them on a spin to his benefit. But things are so flipping chaotic right now that he's kind of like, I still need some more time to process or to find an opportunity to interject. So Otto is going to be on hold. Thunk.
So I'm near Otto, right?
Yeah. So again, you're on the landing. He's at the top of the stairs. You didn't see Grauman jump out the window, but you heard thump, 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 and you heard everything. You heard the window smash.
If I look out the door, can I see them? The guy?
So looking back down this first flight of stairs across the doorway, you can see that there are like guards out there. You know what I mean? But you can't see everything.
I just want to. Is he within shouting distance? Is my question.
Grauman?
No.
Cassius?
Yes, Cassius.
You would believe so. Whether if he's upstairs or outside, you would believe so.
Okay. I was trying to. As evil as Thonk is, like, it's no use if everybody's dead. So I'll look to Otto. Say, Otto, get Rye, and get that cure for Grauman. I'm going to attempt to defuse the situation. And
So
I'm
you're
like,
just-
I assume Rye is in here. I'm hoping Rye heard me, basically.
You know exactly where Rye is.
Oh,
which is
okay.
on the other side of that wall in that secret compartment with 2 crossbows, one
So-
on either side of her, aiming at you, but not like.
So
by her.
I'll bang on the wall and like point to the wall for Otto. Like, get Ryan, get the fuck out. And then I am going to shout Cassius's name.
As you like walk downstairs and
Yeah.
it's outside.
Like,
Okay.
Cassius!
Okay. So you do that, Grauman. You are out there, and he was kind of being like, Grauman, it's done. Don't be an idiot. Like one of those sort of a things. He's not being insulting. He's trying to calm you down as he had been the entire time.
I guess Grauman gets down to the bottom of the thing and then realizes he no longer has the rage like to kill Ryan anymore. So he gets down there and he's like out of breath. He's looking around at all the people and he just a giant smile comes onto his face. Scott's face was like, thank God. And
I was afraid you
starts talking about the love of his life.
No, of course. It was one of those things where Grauman was either going to be like, I'm going to kill everyone, or everyone. And I'm glad it was the latter of the two. Okay. So Grauman just kind of like calms down and just starts talking about the love of the life. So does this, and Cassius sees this, and he's like kind of watching this interaction. He hears the holler of his name coming from the doorway, and the stomps of Thonk's heavy feet thunking across the floor out the doorway. And so he kind of like taps like 4 shoulders of people immediately around him and just gestures towards Grauman, and they do not stop aiming at Grauman at all. And everybody else, he just kind of like goes to one of these and points at the doorway, and everybody else just kind of like turns their attention to the doorway and are aiming over there. One of the things that you guys can quickly see, so as Thonk comes into view and watches this, he's not even given vocal commands, he's given like hand commands. In doing that and people's reaction to it, you're noticing that these people are actually pretty practiced. Like, it seems like this isn't just a group of nobodies like, oh, what's this thing? Oh, crank. They seem to be rather practiced. Grauman would probably pick up this stuff too. Grauman's pretty good at combat, but maybe he's just a little in La La Land at the moment. Rye, before we go to that, how is Otto's kind of like running down over to like the wall where Thonk had just knocked, but when Otto gets that wall, he can't see through the hole that I had mentioned beforehand because he's too short. But how is Rye handling the situation?
Like, not well at all. Rye's like slumped down the wall and she's like cradling her knees.
Mm-hmm.
It's like everything's gone horribly out of control. She didn't realize he wanted to kill Thonk. And now she thinks that Grauman's going to get killed because he jumped out the window. And that's partly her fault too, because she's the one that found the guy in the cave in the first place. So she's just like overwhelmed a little bit at the scenario.
So she's just kind of processing at the moment, just kind of waiting to see how things play out.
Yeah, she's just like sat in the room, like listening.
Awesome. Could you do me a favor, please?
Talking? Oh my God.
Maggie, could you do me a favor, please? Could you roll me an insight check?
Grauman is not very insightful.
No.
Or is he?
Or is he?
Or is he?
He randomly rolls a 20.
Yeah.
Okay, here we
Never
go.
know.
Normal? Okay, hold on.
Normal. Hey, 6.
I'm like, I have a -1 to this, so it'd be real funny if he did win.
Okay, so as he, like I said, he kind of goes like this and points towards the doorway, and you can see that as like the steps are growing nearer, and Grauman's is kind of like talking. He's like watching everything, but he's like, "No, guys, really, you don't need to point those things at me. Everybody could have love. Everybody." As that's kind of happening, you can see Cassius. He got everybody's attention. He pointed towards the doorway, and you can kind of see like he's got his fist raised in the air. And as the step's getting closer, you can see his arms getting ready, poised closer and closer, ready to give a command to attack. Sadly, this goes over Grauman's head, so Thonk is yelling Cassius as he starts making his way out.
In fact,
no,
Grauman also
I don't-
raises his hand and gets excited.
I don't plan on going out the door right away.
That's fine. You're walking towards the door, calling out his name. Absolutely. So, Thunk, with your meta no,
You said I saw guards, so I'm not stupid.
I know. You're walking towards the door, and what do you do?
I shout his name again, and listen intently. And while doing that, I look to Otto, and I'm like, I give him like a look of what the fuck are you waiting for? And I point like up the stairs, like they're out the window type deal.
I get the hint.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So you point up the stairs at the window for Otto. Didn't you tell Otto to get Rye?
Yeah, I'm like, what are you waiting for? Get Ryan and fucking go.
Otto doesn't know. You would know that Otto doesn't know how to get to Rye.
I'll go to. Do I know? I know where Rye is. Do I know how to get into there?
Oh, I thought you
would have seen
you
that.
banged on the wall, and that was like to indicate to me where Rye
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Where Rye was, but not necessarily how to get there. Exactly.
And I'll just
communication.
like lowly say Rye now, like under my breath, like trying to. Hopefully he'll hear.
So
Mama
after,
Thunk is coming for you.
after you yell Cassius's name, like Cassius, Otto, run now. You kind of look back.
Yeah, yeah.
So he probably didn't hear that other stuff, but after you yell Cassius, there's like a solid second or two of silence, and then he calls back,
Good, you can hear me.
Yes.
Are you a man of faith, Cassius?
I am a man of faith.
Ah, good. As am I. Stand your goddamn guards down. Face me one-on-one. Whose god has more favor in this godforsaken shithole?
He says
Thunk's
this.
gonna get his butt whomped.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm sure I will. This guy's
He
probably like
says
level
this,
20.
and he's just kind of like looks around for a second, like at the other guards, like, is he serious? and then he's like, wait, and you can genuinely see Grauman can see this, and this is pretty obvious. He's genuinely like caught off guard by that. He's like, wait, you intend to face me one-on-one?
After he says that, under the condition that Otto, Rye, and Grauman are set free now.
It's probably the nicest thing Thunk has ever done.
I've done a lot of nice things. They're just usually behind your back.
Untrue.
I will gladly engage in this fight with you, Thunk. I will gladly do so. However, let me be clear. There are not and have never been any charges against Otto and Rye. And Grauman only has to deal with the destruction of city and personal property. So Grauman is going to have to deal with some sort of reprimands for his actions. But Otto and Rye...
He shot me! He shot me with a bow!
Twice.
And
Twice!
I'll even respond to that. And you shot Grauman with your own arrows. Should you not face justice for that?
Though all factors will be held, all factors will be weighed when
asshole.
judging Grauman.
I'm gonna die. Thunk's about to die. And then I'll say agreed, and I'll step out of the door.
And so you can see like his hand was still in the air, and as you step out the door, like you can see, because you're very very insightful. You can see like he has this itch. He just wants to give the command. Have like 8-10 crossbow bolts fire at you all at once.
I'd be dead.
Like,
Thunk.
Like, oh, you can see the itches right there, just to give that command, just to make it nice and easy. And instead of doing that, after this like 3-second pause of like, where he's weighing his options and weighing the morality of it, he slowly lowers his hand, and then reaches over towards his belt where he always has his sword. Sounds that one moment when
My spear's on my back, and I'll reach up and like pull the spear out of its hold.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll look to Grauman like, Grauman, go find Otto.
Yes, we must bring everyone together.
Exactly.
Like,
It's so easy.
Best to find Grauman or tries to run Otto.
So you say, Grauman, go find Otto, and after drawing his sword, and he keeps it pointed at the ground so that it's not it's not threatening at the moment. He said, he not even looking at him, says, Grauman, do not yet find Otto. You're going to have to be arrested until we come to until this is all handled.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Grauman's like, but we have to be together.
And so you will be. I promise you, Grauman, the punishment that has weighed on you will not be a great one.
Grauman kind of like looks to Thonk and then looks at Cassius and looks at Thonk again. Can I kind of gauge what you're thinking, Thonk?
I'm thinking I want to murder this man.
Yeah, so Thunk's not even, he doesn't even acknowledge you. He's
Yeah,
just
like, I'm looking past you at Cassius. Like, can I roll like a base attack check just to like figure out? Because I know this is a 3.5 thing, but I want to know how badly I'm about to get whooped. Basically, like, if I could size this man up.
That's not even like a core 3.5 thing. That's like an
Pathfinder thing.
He's like,
Pathfinder
that's an
did.
EverQuest thing. Can I slash con this guy?
Yeah.
I just want to know.
So you don't need to roll anything. You can see, well, one, this guy's outside and he was on the second floor before, and he doesn't seem winded or distraught by that at all. And he's in his late 50s
Okay.
or early 60s. He's holding a sword, and he's holding a sword and he's holding it with, straightness in his elbow and arm. It's not wavering or twitching at all.
Are we thinking like level 10?
Battle hardened eyes. I mean, I'm not going to give you a numeric.
Can I just get like a level?
This is a man that has been the mayor of a battle-hardened town for, it looks like, decades and decades. So he is somebody who clearly is not afraid to face.
All right. Well, I'm about to die. That's
half-orc
okay.
cleric.
Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. I just
Are
need
you
one
ready?
really good, like max damage inflict wounds. That's what it is.
Rye has like emerged from under the stairs, and she like kind of like jogs over to Otto, and she's like, "Where are they? Where's Thonk?"
I think he picked a fight.
No. Rye kind of like runs to one of the windows at the back of the building so she can like see outside and see what's going on.
Yeah, makes her over to one and just kind of like looks outside, and she sees that they're kind of squared off again. His sword was kind of faced out and down towards the side. Thonk's got his spear ready, point at the guy, like staring daggers at him. You have Grauman kind of like trying to analyze the situation. You have 4 guards pointing crossbows at Grauman, the rest of them pointing crossbows at Thonk. And at this point in time, as you're looking out the window to see, you see he raises his sword towards Thonk, but turns his attention from Thonk over directly at Grauman and says, "Grauman, again I say that most of the property you have destroyed is my own personal property. Do the right thing, and all factors will be weighed when your punishment is determined."
And Grauman kind of like looks at Thonk, then looks at you, and like he's looking back and forth, and then finally you talk, and he looks at you, and he still has this giant grin on his face, and he sees that you're like telling him that he's destroyed your stuff, and he goes, "I'm so sorry. If I stay, will you come with me?"
We can discuss all other details later, Grauman, but as you can
Grauman's
see,
gonna run up to him and give him a big kiss on the cheek.
oh God. So I'm gonna roll my own insight check against Grauman because he's a good guy, but you have to analyze the fact of this
Hope this
7
guy has-
monsters running at you.
This guy's like he's hit venerable.
He's not running, he's skipping.
Okay, but I rolled very well anyways, so I actually rolled an 18 natural plus my bonus. So Grauman comes like rushing up to him one way or the other with a big smile on his face, and he you could see he's like, oh shit, as he doesn't lower his arm at all from Thonk, but Grauman kind of comes up and gives him, you said like a big, so I assume like a bear hug and a big kiss on the side of the face.
Yeah.
God, weird. and that actually, because he's embraced by Grauman and everything, his defenses are completely lowered. He's caught off guard. His arm is kind of like thrown off to the side. Grauman is just this big, massive force. No matter how well built this man is, Grauman is bigger. So he's just, okay. It's like when you see like a 250-pound dog like jumping at somebody. You're like, okay, thank you. Nothing I can do about it. So does Grauman just immediately back off? Does Thonk take the opportunity?
No,
No,
Thonk's
Grauman just
fucking lawful. So.
keeps holding him. Grauman's just gonna keep holding him. And so I guess like the charm doesn't like transfer from kissing people or stuff, I guess, right?
No, that didn't work like that or anything. So he's like, Grauman, let go. And as he's trying to point this sword at Thonk, but his arms all twisted
He's
out.
like, but we have to be together, all of us. And then he lets go one arm and he kind of points at all of the other people, and he grabs like someone else who's next to him and pulls him in too. And so he's got like both of them in his arms.
Rye and Otto, because Otto I imagine went to the window as well. Thonk, you were super distracted, so you can roll at disadvantage. All of you guys can roll an insight check. Not Grauman, who's super.
A 6 with disadvantage.
At 21.
So Otto sees that while this guy's like hugging, while Grauman is hugging this guy, and Grauman's just being Grauman and whatever. Out of the group of guards that are there, some of them still have their crossbows pointed at Thonk. Some of them have shifted them over to Grauman. The ones that were originally pointed at Grauman are still there. But a couple of the guards there are a mite jumpy at the moment at what's going on. And you can see like they're, from where Otto is, he can see like they're like poised and ready to shoot. It's not one of those like, okay, they're aiming. It's like, no, they're kind of like, you can see it in their face. They're calculating, do I shoot this guy? Like, should I be like, I haven't been given the commands, but do I need to? Is he just not saying something? Like, you can see that there's a couple of them that are on the verge of shooting Grauman.
Otto ducks under the window, brings Rye down, and yells, "Fire!"
Chaos.
We are all trying to solve this problem in our own way with our current situation. That is fantastic.
Okay, yeah, I got this. All right.
You mean like a fire, like a flame fire?
No, like issuing
like-
the order, like fire your weapons.
Okay, so
Oh, I thought you meant like flame fire.
No,
like
he
there's a
means like-
fire.
like-
he
Oh,
meant,
shit.
like ready aim.
Well, we're about to take some bullets, Grauman.
Okay, so hold on. Was Otto just yelling this, or was because there was some forethought to this with grabbing Rye, pulling down, and all that, or was Otto specifically trying to sound like Cassius to some degree?
I was attempting to deceive the crossbowman into misfiring.
Okay, so why don't you roll me? Now you're gonna say fire no matter what. It's gonna have its effect no matter what. Roll me a deception to see if like how effective that is. This is to try to like disguise your voice. Or I'm sorry, I said deception. I'm so sorry. Don't you have a vocals or something as one of your performance things?
I have performance and persuasion.
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking about like
That's tools, but that's not a
like
thing.
tool proficiencies?
I was gonna say, instead of deception, why don't you roll me actually a performance check, because that's more accurately what it is. Because you're saying fire no matter what.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow! Holy crap! I didn't even see the first result. That's went from an 11 to a 16. Oh shit! I shouldn't have said anything. Okay, so grabs Rye, pulls Rye down. Rye's probably just trying to like analyze the situation. Otto suddenly shouts, "Fire!" And a lot of them do. Oh man, there was what, 15 guards plus him. Okay, I'm gonna roll 2d6. I will roll that.
Today's the day that Otto killed Grauman.
Right? I know.
It was bound to happen.
9 of
Yeah,
them.
I mean, someday Darwinism was going to take effect. I mean, let's be honest.
9 of them fire because of the ratio of who's pointing at who. I'm gonna have 6 of those at Thunk and 3 of those at Grauman.
Oh, good God. All right.
Oh.
Here we go. Huh.
Oh God. Okay.
Just miss a lot of them.
Okay, here we go. Got this. No problem. All right. Attacking Thunk 6 times. Bam. Thunk. Chance to hit was that. That's. I'm gonna tell you the result after I do all 6. Okay. Bam. Thunk. Here's some exciting dead air. Let the anticipation build up. That's 4, because I can count. 5, and finally, here we go. There we go. All right, 6 attacks at Thunk. Thunk has an AC of 14. Out of those 6 attacks, you ready for this?
6 hit.
2 of them hit.
I'll take 2.
2 of them. 2 of them's not bad. Yeah. AC, I got, my totals were 18, 14, 15, 8, 9, and 12. He gets hit twice. I will do my damage, and that will be a whopping.
You were lucky, man. You could have
That's,
been.
I'm regretting my choice.
First, you're
What?
telling me to
What?
kill the other guy. Now you're getting us killed. What happened to you, Otto?
So 6 of them fire at Thonk. One of them goes hitting into the door frame immediately next to him. One hits the ground by his feet. Thonk just kind of like all of a sudden his attention snaps to. He realizes what's happening, and as his attention snaps to, one of them literally thonks into his thigh, piercing through and kind of hanging out the other side. Another one comes up and he quickly moves out of the way, but in moving out of the way, the pain of his side kind of like holds himself, gathers himself in the doorway to like balance himself. Another one comes into the side, and it's a clean shot, goes straight through him and continues past him. And another 2 go shooting down the hallway. So 6 of them attack, 2 of them hit, total of 15 points of damage against Thonk. Holy crap, that hurts. Now we have 3 attacks against Grauman. Watch this do way better, even though Grauman has a much better AC.
How much health do you have?
I went down to 9.
Okay. You have a lot of health.
Yep.
And the final attack against Grauman. Grauman gets attacked 3 times and coincidentally gets hit 1 out of the 3 times. And so my damage against Grauman is... Oh, wow. Without rage, that really hurts, Maggie. That's 8 points of damage. 8 points of damage.
Are these guys rolling d8s?
I am rolling d8s,
They're
yeah.
fucking 2 8s and a 7. You suck.
Yeah, well, I have a modifier.
Oh, right. Okay. I'm not seeing the raw
He has a
roll.
+2.
If it was
Yeah.
max, you would see a green box around my number.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you can mouse over it and see the modifier.
Oh, I can. I didn't realize. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Ruin the fun. Ruin the mystery.
All right, sorry. I
So,
think
so anyways, we have all
Grauman's actually doing pretty bad. He's like at 9 HP.
yeah, all 9 of them fire at you guys. They attack. They do damage. Grauman's holding this guy. Gets hit with a crossbow bolt, in his back, and this guy's holding him right now. So it wasn't this guy. He did shoot you twice beforehand. All that happens, and I imagine the reactions to that are not very good. So,
Raya's next to Addo as this happens, and she has this like brief horrified look on her face when she realizes that like Addo's plan has backfired. And as soon as she starts hearing the crossbows volley, she can't even count how many there are. She just scrunches her eyes up and just starts like whispering to herself as she's like squatted down under the window.
Yeah, shouldn't we have rolled initiative before they fired so we know if we could have taken an action before they shot at us?
I mean, you could have, sure, if you would
Okay.
like to roll, Maggie, to see if you would have killed the man you're holding before you got shot by the people. But I think you kind of were caught off guard by that.
Yeah.
Surprise
That
attack?
happened. You know what I mean? So, well, I mean,
I
there
can't be
was-
surprise attacked.
Oh, you can't. I
Yeah,
can.
yeah, exactly.
Anytime they do, anytime someone tries to do a surprise attack at me, they actually roll with disadvantage.
As a matter of fact, why don't you do me a favor, Maggie? Could you roll me I suppose that would be a perception check.
Not very perceptive.
It's okay.
Oh,
She rolled a
Maggie-
20.
just kidding.
Grauman is not very perceptive, and everybody heard the commands. But more than that, Grauman was able to hear through the fake voice and knows that voice oh too well. It's been months of traveling next to this little guy. And sure, while it was gruffed up and said loud, it was pretty obvious that the voice came from inside the place, and you don't think that there's any more guards in that place. And those like nuances to the tone and everything, Grauman's pretty sure that was Otto that gave that command. So Grauman hears fire from Otto, and then is caught off guard by the fact that Otto says fire, but then somebody attacks. Not caught off guard from an attack, just the situation. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Rye starts whispering to herself. What does Rye say?
She is like kind of like panicked whispering, and she's saying, "These are my friends. They're my only friends. How do I save them? Tell me how to save them. I'll do anything." And she's just kind of like repeating this to herself over and over again.
Oh, no.
So she says this, and all of a sudden she hears the whisper back say, "Anything?"
Rye's really surprised at the response, and just without thinking, she's like, "Yes, anything."
And when Rye says that the second time, So all of a sudden, both Rye and Otto see this. Rye's necklace and armbands, which in case you don't remember, each one of them have like a crescent moon shape on them, and then kind of like so the necklace is like a crescent moon with like a chain going up and linking it together, and then the other part is like a crescent moon like on the side and has chains above and below the crescent moon and kind of like connecting it and holding it to her arm as like an armband, right? So both of those all of a sudden start animating and moving and start like whirling and whatnot in the winds in the air before them, and they're quickly whirling and buzzing around in a way that they almost like they're moving at such a quick speed that much like you're playing with like a glow stick in the dark, how it kind of draws an outline, you can make images or spell words or whatever, or sparklers. You can actually see a shape before you. One of the crescent moons stays perfectly still, the one of the necklace and chains coming off of it, and seems to make like a tail. But the rest of like the bits of iron and everything that are whipping around in the air seem to make like a small semi-humanoid shape that looks like, I mean, roll me a perception check, the two of you guys, to see exactly how detailed it is. And this is Otto and Rye. Okay, so Otto sees more details than Rye does, but both of you guys see the semi-humanoid shape. Otto sees that the semi-humanoid shape even has like little horns on it, on the top of its head. Both of you guys are able to see there's wings. Otto can see there's like little talons at the end of the wings or whatever. So like this thing is just whipping around in the air so fast, it's making the shape in front of you. And so when it stands there, like floats there before you, whipping around and everything, it says to you one last time in confirmation, anything?
Right. She doesn't say anything. She's kind of like taken back by the stuff that's happening like on her person, but she just kind of like nods.
And when that happens, all of a sudden, so outside, Grauman just got hit with this crossbow bolt. I don't know if he's going in rage. How is Grauman handling the situation? How is Thonk handling the situation?
Oh man, so Grauman knows that it's Otto's voice. I think upon getting hit, Grauman's going to like freak out, and since he has the two guys in his grapple already, I don't know if there's anything that I can do in that regard.
So it wasn't two. It was just Cassius, which is the important one, right? So you had him. He was the one that you ran up and hugged, and
no, because I grabbed the other guy.
Oh, the guy that was next to him, like one of the crossbow guys.
Yeah, because I grabbed them both.
I misunderstood that. That's fine. Either way, you get the two of them. Yeah. So I mean, if you really wanted to, you can like. I mean, it would be easier if you were to let go of one of them. But if you wanted to like say wrestle and squeeze, like try to do like the whole pin down to the ground, and you remember the old like pin rolls, pin them down and beat the hell out of them. If you want to like try to like engage in some sort of fight with this person, I don't know what Grauman would want to do. So you tell me, Maggie.
It's more of like involuntary. Like he just got shot in the back. It's more involuntary, like he flexes and like, I don't know, squeezes them.
They've been shot. They shot me.
So it's one of those like,
you just gonna be like,
you are engaging in a grapple, whereas before you're kind of just like holding them or whatever.
Yeah.
This time you're like engaging in a grapple. Okay, so you're like squeezing them very tight. How is Thonk handling this situation?
Thonk kind of gets hit with an arrow and then like tries to dodge the other one. He gets to another one, kind of collapses to one knee really quickly. He brings his hand up to the mark on his chest and he like grits his teeth. And he just like shouts, "You and your men have no honor!" And he just grabs his spear and just starts charging him. Like if he's gonna go out, he's gonna go out in a battle.
So Thonk starts charging forward.
Yeah.
How is Otto handling this floating metal thing in front of him that looks like some sort of mini demon thing with wings and a tail that ends in like a crescent moon shaped barb?
In stunned silence.
Okay, he's like, shit just went sour. All right, and then all of a sudden,
we take a break.
Boom.
Boom.
He's so sad.
Oh, it's a good stopping point for the first hour. We'll be back in 3 or so minutes. Get ready. Grauman could die. Thonk could die. Some demon could take over. We'll be back. We'll see you in a minute.